Hi everyone, today that was actually the coolest intro I've ever had of a mayor already. Mr. Mayor of
the Sunshine City of Orillia. Some days it's more in the spirit of the people than in the weather. But, anyway, welcome to the Sunshine City.
It's actually pouring rain outside right now. But thanks for having us.
That helps the plants and the flowers.
It does. Finally spring. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
I wanted to talk to you a bit about real estate in the ever-growing area of Orillia.
Indeed.
What are your thoughts rolling into this spring market that we're coming into? What do you foresee in real estate for Orillia?
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting time. The last few years have been very interesting. The market's been very robust. I believe in the first quarter of last year, our prices went up about 30% alone.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there's a number of reasons for that. They have leveled off a little bit in terms of the increases aren't as exponential as they were. But there still seems to be, I was speaking with a friend of mine in real estate yesterday, after we got off the ice, and he was saying that properties that he is listing there's very little inventory because when something comes on the market, it's going very quickly.
Oh yes. I know that last spring, I had a huge amount of clients myself from Barrie moving right up to Orillia because let's be honest, they can afford it.
Yeah.
Your taxes are a little bit less expensive than most areas in Simcoe County. Why do you think that is? Do you think now that Barrie is starting to become a bedroom community for everyone? Do you think everyone's starting to move a little bit north because of that?
I think there's a number of factors. Certainly the pressures of the GTA have had an effect on the Barrie market and surrounding markets, and in turn there's some pressure on us as well. I also believe there's there's a big demographic in the baby boomers.
Yes.
That many of them located in the GTA that are now downsizing and selling their homes and moving to where they maybe experience a better quality of life, and Orillia certainly offers that. So there's a number of things going on. We've got a number of projects in town that have also have created some excitement. We've got as we look out the window down here, we have a $54 million recreation center,
right,
which is, in my mind, probably the last piece of significant infrastructure we need to really help define us as a mature urban market. So all these things put together, and the pressures from the GTA,
right,
the assets that we have in town,
yes,
the quality of life. I think it's going to be robust for a while to come.
Do you think because we now have so many music festivals and food festivals happening at Burroughs Creek, do you think people are now starting to notice Oro and Orillia now on the map because of that?
I don't think there's any doubt, Erin, that the festivals at Burroughs Creek have had a positive effect on the region. I would go a little further than that, though. I would say and you're going to hear me toot Orillia's horn a few times, so
yes,
please forgive me. I'm a very proud mayor.
That's good.
But last year we were awarded something called the Cooperative Communities Award for being the most caring, giving, philanthropic, volunteering community in all of Ontario.
Right.
But part of the criteria also was that you had to have a vibrant arts and cultural community. The number of events that we have within our city,
huge.
Especially when you look from May till October, is astounding. Certainly anchored by our wonderful Mariposa Folk Festival. So those things are all great enhancers of the quality of life for the people who live here, and certainly are a drawing card for people to come from outside the city, outside of Orillia, and discover what we're about. And a lot of those visitors do become residents.
I know actually my father, he is a full-time resident in Richmond Hill, and he just bought a cottage, we'll call it, in Orillia. So he was one of them.
Well, please give him a warm Sunshine City welcome, if you will.
What's one thing you want everyone to know about Orillia?
Well, there's as I say, I know a mayor is supposed to be proud of a community. I get that, but I can tell you I was very proud of this city long before I became mayor. We are on two beautiful lakes, Lake Couchiching and Lake Simcoe. We have a waterfront that is truly the envy of many communities. We have a trail system that runs through the entire dimension of the city and links up with other communities. We have a beautiful historic downtown. Our iconic opera house, which is well over 100 years old.
Yes.
And right behind it, our state-of-the-art library. We have an award-winning regional hospital in Orillia Soldiers Memorial. We have Lakehead University and Georgian College, so people can, their children as they grow older can stay here and get their post-secondary education. We have the provincial headquarters for OPP, so there's employment opportunities. So there's lots to be proud of as mayor and from the city. We also, in the last number of years, have been deemed that in the top 10 municipalities in all of Canada in which to invest.
Yes.
And Money Sense magazine recently proclaimed us the 33rd best municipality in which to live, and the 3rd best in which to retire, behind only Victoria and Ottawa. So those are truly things that I think differentiate us from many others. And I know the quality of life is now becoming more of a decision maker and where to live, even in the younger generations, the younger demographics, as opposed to what the actual job opportunities may be. The job's still important, and they still want a good paying, good quality job. But having that quality of life, maybe when you're not at work, has become even more important, and we have both.
And it's been around Orillia forever, having that quality of life. I remember back when I was probably yay high, I went to Camp Couchiching, and I learned how to kayak there. So it's been growing exponentially.
Yeah.
It's a great community for not only people from Barrie to move, but also if they want to come a little bit further south, where I've noticed a few of my clients have moved from Bracebridge down to here.
Right, indeed.
Yeah.
And with all due respect, with my friend Jeff Lehman in Barrie, Mayor Lehman, our housing prices, although they've taken, they've increased over the last few years. My understanding is for an average family home, it's about $100,000 less expensive in Orillia.
It is, yes, very true. So, yes.
And the other thing I should say is our development charges on our new homes. We have fought to keep those at a relatively low level compared to our comparative municipalities. So that has made us a little more competitive as well.
There's also some new builds coming about too that they have recently started selling and taking wave on social media that are happening in Orillia as well.
Yeah, there were a lot of new developments for residential development in West Orillia.
Yes.
We have a second significant condominium going up at Orchard Point. Another one which is just as exciting, if not more so, is really our first downtown mid-rise, I'll call it, a condominium in Matchadash Lofts.
Yes.
Because it's one of those things. Speaking of quality of life, you can live there, walk to the waterfront, the trail system, the grocery store, the opera house, library, right through the downtown to the recreation center, which will be open next year. So yeah, there's lots going on and lots of opportunities. And having said that, we still don't have a lot of available inventory for people to purchase, but that will just spur on more development.
It's good.
But it's got to be development that matches this beautiful character we have.
For sure.
I'm very adamant about that.
Yes. Thanks for having me again.
My pleasure.
And we're going to link all the information for Orillia below this video. So if they have any questions regarding moving here or anything for you,
sure.
Maybe not direct, but feel free to check us out and get in touch with City of Orillia.
Yeah, we've got a great, very progressive website and with
a great building.
It's that's a very good point. This is part of the charm I'm talking about maintaining as we develop. So now we've got modern offices and apartments in this building, but this is the old Tudhope, which was a carriage factory in the 1800s and an automobile factory in the early 1900s. So, to have this brick and this wood, I'm very fortunate as mayor to work in such an office. So, but that is part of the charm of the city.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a great day. Bye, guys.